So it's the 1st of December 2021. Been away from home all morning in Coffs Harbour doing a few jobs, and just come back home to find this thing hanging in the tree in my yard, sadly from one of my beehives. This is a big swarm. All these hives here are strong, so I don't know which one it's come out of, but hope to get through them tomorrow and have a bit of a look and work it out. The problem I've had in the last few weeks is that it's been very wet and humid. I've been reluctant to hop into hives too much. I knew this would be the result. These hives need to be robbed as well, so they'd be getting pretty congested, so it's my fault. I was hoping we were over the swarming for a little while, but the wet weather doesn't help. The bees are cooped up in the hives. You don't have that normal attrition where bees fly out and die out in the field, so hives get very congested, and we've still got good conditions here. So anyway, we'll hive this up before they take off. The plan is it's a big swarm, so we'll use 2 supers and just position a super underneath them and drop them in to the second super on the top. Anyway, you'll get the idea when I do it. And it's a big hive, we don't want to lose it, so a big swarm. So we'll get stuck into it. I like to put a little bit of smoke on them. It doesn't. They don't really need a lot of smoke, but it doesn't hurt to put a bit on them. So we've got 9 frames of fresh foundation there. Embedded very well. I'll just make sure they're all embedded properly. They'll fill these out really quickly. Hive this size, swarm this size. They look okay. Just lift the back of this hive up a bit just to make sure they're well ventilated. All these paradise hives are ventilated through the bottom. So I've got a second super there. Once again, foundation. I've got a few that are slightly drawn out there, which will help. So the plan is to lift this up, place them in there and let them run down through the box. So we'll see how that goes. So hopefully they'll just run down in there now. Bees can smell that it's been a hive before, so they're ready. They're looking for somewhere to stay, so they'll just walk down in there hopefully. Just leave that sit there. That probably weighs 5 or 6 kilos, that swarm. It's a big one. So hopefully they'll just walk down in. See people violently shaking swarms into boxes. You really run the risk of killing the queen, so it's much better if you can just get them to walk in. Try and be a bit gentle with them. See, they're going in nicely. See them just walking down into the hive. just had quite a bit of rain in the last week or so. It's extremely wet, extremely humid. I don't like opening my hives in that weather, so unfortunately you get this situation where hives build up in strength to the point where they're going to swarm. So the old queen in the hive that it's just taken off, and I'm not sure which is gone with, in this case, looks like nearly every bee in the beehive. So it's generally all of the field bees go with the old queen. We'll go through these hives tomorrow and try and identify which hive swarms. So in general terms, we'll find a hive with ripe queen cells in it, or a number of queen cells ready to hatch, and that's how you know. So those queen cells in that old hive will hatch. One queen will remain and go out and mate, and hopefully requeen. That hive will requeen. But that's where hives are extremely vulnerable, because if that one unmated queen in that hive flies out and gets eaten by a spangled drongo or a kookaburra or something like that, that's the end of that hive. There's no way that they can requeen themselves, because they don't have any available eggs or larvae to do it. So as beekeepers, we need to be on the ball and make sure these hives actually requeen themselves. They're also very vulnerable to small hive beetle at that stage as well, because the bee numbers are down. There might be 3 or 4 supers on the hive, including the brood box, and the bee numbers are very low, and they just don't have that ability to chase small hive beetle, and they lose that ability to work as a hive when they're queenless. They just become a group of bees. So I need to go through and identify which of these hives are swarmed, and maybe take a super off them and just give them a little less space. Just try and hurry things along here a little bit. Use a little bit of smoke just to encourage them to go down. So that's got the majority of them off. I'll just gently put some more frames back in here. few sheets of plastic foundation there. See how they take to them. Just let those frames go gently down into the hive. The bees will get away. I like to just put a stick in there just to catch those last few bees, so I just don't crush bees when I put the lid on. See them rushing into the hive there. It's a good indication they're keen to get in there and get on with things. Nice. Well, that was fun. Wasn't what I was expecting to come home to, but they don't get any easier than that. It's always nice to have a large swarm close to the ground. I just hate getting up ladders. It's dangerous, it's hard work. So they're going in nicely. I expect them to stay. They've got plenty of reasons to stay. They're on a box full of beautiful fresh foundation. There's a few ale frames in there as well to give it that lived in smell. So I expect them to stay there and do well. Don't forget, we run beekeeping workshops for beginners. We like to do them one-on-one, so one person or at the most two people. That way you get lots of hands-on experience with the bees. There's never a dull moment here. There's always something to look at, particularly this time of year. Bees are extremely busy and there's lots of things to do in terms of learning about bees. So if you're keen to book in for one of our workshops, just give me a call on 0459 066 297. You can send me a message via the contact page on the website, oraravalleyhoney.com.au, or even drop me a message in the comments underneath and I'll get back to you. Hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.